The Linden Commission of Inquiry today requested that the Guyana Police Force provides it with all the information and records regarding the ammunition that would be stored at a Tactical Services Unit for private authorized dealers. That request came after it was revealed to the Commission by a police investigator that there are authorized dealers that sell ammunition for the shotguns, and those cartridges would be stored at the Police Tactical Services Unit.
If a private citizen of Guyana wants to obtain cartridges for a 12-gauge shotgun, do you know how that works as a procedure?
If the person is the owner of a license?
A licensed firearm.
Okay, the person goes to the station in the area he lives and asks for a permit. A permit will be given to him, signed by a senior person. He takes that to one of the authorized dealers, pay and uplift it from the tactical service unit.
So the ammunition which private dealers sell would be kept at the Tactical Services
Yes, sir.
Unit.
Inspector Alexander also told the Commission that the investigators were unable to speak with all of the persons who were injured during the shooting incident at the Linden protest. The investigation, he said, is still ongoing.
Could you explain why that investigation is to date not complete?
To date, we have not contacted all the injured persons to get statements, to get a better understanding as to what took place on the 18th.
Is there any reason why statements were not taken from the persons who were injured on the 18th?
The reason is that we made every effort to contact. I contacted two of them by telephone. They promised to come forward, but to date, they never showed up.
And later in the morning, the crime chief, Deputy Police Commissioner Silal Passar, took the stand and declared that from the investigations, it was not the police that shot the protesters. And he based that solely on the fact that the police did not issue the 00 bullets that persons were shot with. However, when he was pressed by one of the commissioners, he could not say when the police force stopped issuing those specific bullets.
I think the investigations show that it could not have been the police officers.
So it was you observed it was a civilian?
Other than the police officers.
Right.
I'm not saying civilian, but persons other than police officers that were deployed for duty there.
Mr. Deputy Commissioner, you said in answer to Mr. Hughes, more or less, I have a record of what you said, and more or less, I think investigations showed it was somebody other than the police who discharged the firearms or the shotguns?
The shots. The fact that they were not issued, the ammunition were not issued to the ranks who were on actual duty there, tells me that it is ammunition that came from somewhere else, and maybe persons other than the police who were deployed for duty.
But isn't it true, Mr. Passar, that all it could tell you was that it was not the police issued ammunition that was used? That's really all it could tell you.
That is true, but they were operating in groups. And I'm almost certain if someone was to pass an ammunition, they are to load. These firearms go out there already loaded. So if one was taking ammunition to further load a firearm or extracting and loading, it would have been noticed.
Inspector Alexander had testified that from the probe so far, no one other than the police were using weapons on the day at the bridge, and no one other than the police was seen with shotguns. Passad on the stand today also denied receiving several calls on July 18 from Senior Superintendent Clifton Hicken. He said the only call he got from Hicken was after 7 p.m. on July 18. However, when provided with the phone records which show the number of calls between his number and the number belonging to Hicken, Passad said he would not deny the records, but he just can't recall the calls. And the crime chief also claimed that all of the weapons used by the ranks on the day were loaded before they went out. But when shown a video recording of at least one rank loading his shotgun at the scene of the protest, he said he would launch an investigation into that, since that would be against standard operating procedures.
Did you recognize the type of weapon? By type I mean whether it's a shotgun or not?
Yes, sir, I do. I saw it's a shotgun and he has just loaded 2 rounds into the shotgun.
Okay. Having regard to standard procedure, from what you saw, could you conclude whether or not the procedure was being followed?
What I saw there seems to me to be in keeping with the standard procedure. Not to be in keeping with the standard procedure. However, that is something, given that I'm aware of it now, will be subject to investigation. He'll be asked to explain that.
He too was asked to provide the records of the ammunition dealers in the country and the records of the ammunition they had stored at the TSU. The crime chief testified that he does not know any procedure employed by the police to decommission ammunition.